Hi, it's Thursday, March 5th, and I have tried to record my class lectures for the last 2 days and it hasn't worked too well. So I'm just going to go over this one very quickly with you. And it is the second one. It is homework project 3 for week 1. It's the regional sales one. So the first step is to open this, download and open it, which I have. And the second step is to change the theme. So to retrospect, so you go to page layout and you click on themes and there's retrospect. Now yesterday's was integral, and see it's blue and you can see the blue here, and this one is kind of orange, so it's sort of pretty. And the next step is to widen these columns. Now that's a little funky because you click right here and notice the paper says 10.61 width or 80 pixels. Well, as you can see, if you go 80 pixels, that's 10.71. So go with the pixels. So 1 is that width. Now we're going to highlight all the way across to H, and we want to make these 110. So you just click on it and drag, and whichever way you go, see, so you can get it to, it's a little hard, 10, oops, 110. And the next thing we're going to do is merge and center. So you can see that I've already done this, so I will unmerge it so I can show you. Now we want this to be centered over the whole worksheet. But if I go center, all it's going to do is center it in A1. And if I put it here, it'll be in B1. So what we want to do is make this whole thing one cell. So we're going to merge and center. Now you can see the whole cell, this whole thing is A1, the whole deal. There's no B1, C1, it's all A1. And then we're going to give this a title style. So it's under styles. Now yours might look like this and it might say cell styles instead of being kind of big and saying styles. But either way, once you click it, here's title. Okay? Now we're going to merge and center this one. And you can see I've already done that. And we're going to give that one a heading 1 style. So we're going to click there. So far it should look like this. Okay? So now we're going to move on to step 4. And it says select the 7 column tiles. So we're going to go right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to center them. Very nice. And then we're going to apply heading 4. So we're right here and there's heading 4. So now we have a little color, a little orange. Isn't that pretty? So we're on step 5. Using the quick analysis tool, sum quarter 1 sales. So we're going to click right here. We're going to drag down and you get this box. Now you can do it that way, just like that, and there is the sum. And for some reason I put it in the wrong spot. What I like to do personally, when these easy ones, I highlighted it, I want it to be there, I use this guy. And it gives you the same results. I just feel like I have a little more control when it's just an easy one. Now what we're going to do is copy the formula. In Excel you have 3 or 4 cursors. You have a fat one that selects. I have this one that moves things. And right here is the one we want to copy formulas. See that little box right there? When I put my cursor on it, see how it turns into a little crosshair? When I drag across, it's going to fill in the formula. So it said, well, you did B4 to B6, so here you must want C4 to C6, and here you must want D4, and so on. This is called a relative reference, and the reason I'm telling you that is in a minute we're going to do an absolute reference. So we're on number 6. It says select the northeast cells. So we're going to go all the way across, and I didn't need to have those in, I was practicing. So we're going to go all the way across with northeast cells, like that. And we have this little quick box again, and we're going to go to totals. And it says go over 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there it is. Okay, so what we're going to do is right here again, highlight them, get that box, and we're going to totals, and we're going to choose this one, and there it is. And then we're going to fill, so we grab right there, and there you go. So it should look just like that. So that's pretty easy, right? Now we're on number 7. Copy the accounting number formula to the first row and to the total row. So we're going to go here, and then we're going to hold the shift key down, or the control key down, so that we can get this one. Okay, so we have this one and this one. So we have 4 and 7, and it says use, let me see, accounting. So we're going to go right here and we're going to go to accounting. So put these dollar signs on it, and these are called fixed. See how they're stuck right there, they're not moving. And you'll see a floating one here soon. A floating one, that dollar sign would be right there. But with fixed, it's just stuck there. And now we're going to highlight this group, and we're going to hit the comma. So you could hit comma style there, or you could go up here to comma. Oh, it's in a larger one. So it doesn't matter, we can still go right there, comma. Okay? So isn't that nice? Now we're going to insert a new row, and we want it to be 6. So when you insert, it goes above. So you put your cursor, click on 6, so you have the whole row highlighted. Do a right click, go insert, and presto, there's a whole new row. Okay? And then what you're going to do is type the information that they asked you to. So it's that Midwest and all of this information. So you're going to type it in. I actually am just going to copy and paste it in. So I'm going to go just like that, and presto. So it should look like that. And we have this formula copied down, so it's perfect. Now we're on number 9. Use an absolute cell reference as necessary so that you can copy the formula. What we're trying to do is see how much, what percentage this is of this, right? But we want this to always be part of the formula. So when we did this dragging across, we went from here, and see it said B4 to B7, here C4 to C7. So when we drag across, it was relative to the first one. So B4 to B7, C4. This one, when we do it, we want it to be absolute. We want this number to never change, and so it's absolute. The way we do that is you go equal, and we want this number, and we want to divide it, so hit the divide sign, by this number. Now we want this number to always be there. So what we're going to do is you add dollar signs. An easy way is to hit F4, a function F4, up at the top, and see how it put your dollar signs there, dollar sign F, dollar sign 8. Now I'll hit enter. There it is, and watch. When I grab this and drag down, they all fill in. Oh, that shouldn't have been there, because I made this cell. So watch. Always F8. Always F8. So we have F4 and F8, F6 and F8, F5 and F8. Okay, F7 and F8. This one never moved because it was absolute. It's those $2 signs, so make sure you have those. So we're on number 10. To the computer percentages, so these are them. We're going to highlight them. You can go percentage here. If you do it there, you have no decimals. So usually, if I want to have decimals, I'll go right here and go percentage. And see, it gave me 2 decimals. If you don't have the decimals, you can hit this to make them go away, or add them, and you can hit this one to make them go away. Okay? So if you do this guy right here and you don't see any decimals, just use this to add. Okay? So there's decrease and there's increase. So now we're going to center them. We're right here, and we centered them. So it's looking pretty good. Now we're going to have some fun. We're going to insert spark lines. Spark lines are kind of fun, so we're going to highlight this because that's where we want them, and we're going to go insert line, and we tell it where we want it, so we're telling them we want there, and the data range is what information are we using to create the spark line. Well, the information is here, so we want all of this information, not the total, just this information. Okay, because what they're saying is showing the trend. So we're going to click there, we're going to say okay, and presto, there are your spark lines. Aren't that kind of cool? So it's telling me my trend. And now we are going to add some markers, and that gives those dots. And then we want this one right here. So spark line style, accent to darker 25. So pretty. Isn't that nice? Okay, now we're going to make a chart. And this is going to be fun. Select the range that represents the sales figures for the 4 quarters, including quarter names in each region. So we want all of this information right there. We don't want any totals, we just want that information. And we're going to go insert, and we're going to choose recommended charts, and we want this one right here. We want clustered column, but we want it to be, I think it's this, yeah, that second one. We want northwest and southwest up here, and we want this to be the legend. Okay, so we're going to say okay, and presto, you have a beautiful chart. Isn't that nice? So we're going to apply chart style 8. So we're going to click right here under chart style. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's very nice. And color 3. So we're going to change the colors. And 1, 2, 3. See how that is under change colors? Very nice. And then we're going to move this. The secret in charts is you want to get here. If you click there, you'll move the tile. If you click here, you move inside the chart. Here, we're just going to grab it, and we're looking for F10, and we're going to put it right there in the corner of F10. So here's row 10, and here's column F, and we want that right there. So we're in good shape. Now we're going to modify the chart layout by applying layout 3. So we're going to go quick layout, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3. See that? Change it a little bit. And now we're going to add a title. So you're just going to type the title in there, and you take your time. Make sure you type it correctly, and it should look like 2016 sales. Just click in there and highlight and then start typing. Okay? Now when it says deselect the chart, that means get all the way out as far as you can, because we don't want to modify any more in the chart. We want to work on the sheet. So what we're going to do now is change the orientation. So we're going to click on page layout. We're going to go right here, and we're going to make it landscape. Okay? And the difference is, see this line right here? That's the end of the page. So what that's telling me is now that it's in landscape, it will all fit on my page. Before, in portrait, it was going to get cut off. Okay? So we're going to center the worksheet horizontally on the page. So right here, we're going to click right there. We're going to go to margin and center horizontally. Perfect. Say OK. And then we're going to put a footer. So we're going to go page setup, right here, header and footer, and we're going to do a custom footer. And it wants the file name. So see that? It's in the left section. Right there it says file name. You click it like that, and that's what it's supposed to look like. So when you say OK, now look, it shows the file name. We're going to say OK. And we're going to make sure we're in normal view. That's normal view right there. We're going to save it. We're going to upload it, and you'll probably have a 100. So that was a very brief overview of how to do the second assignment. And I will work on trying to get these videos so that they actually do work. So have a great day.